Hello, Louise Jameson here, offering you the do's and don'ts of directing for audio, D for directing. I'm assuming that you're going to be directing drama, so let's start with the script. When you read the script and you're okaying a script and you're deciding whether you like a script, you really should pay very close attention to the effects directions, which are marked FX:, followed by the description of what they want. The sound effects are really an added character within your script, and a very gentle sound effect can actually set the scene in quite a profound way, from describing whether somebody has a limp when they walk to a full-on raging thunderstorm. So make sure the writer has paid close attention to that. The second thing you do is cast it. One very obvious thing to say is make sure your actors have voices that you can differentiate easily, so they're not too alike. And once you've got your actors in the booth, try and direct always with a positive slant. So rather than, "Oh, you were a bit slow there," say, "Everything's going extremely well. I love what you're doing. I wonder if you could pick up the pace on this little section, but you're going absolutely in the right direction. Voice quality is fabulous." So you've got, in effect, a shit sandwich: praise, criticism, praise. So you don't knock the actor's confidence in any way, shape or form. Because if an actor isn't confident, then they're not going to be creative. Confidence enables creativity. It's an obvious thing to say, but it's very easily knocked. To give a performance, particularly an emotional one, you have to be emotionally naked, so you can be very, very sensitive as an actor in the booth. Also, don't ever demonstrate what you want. Always look at what effect you want that character to have on who with a particular line. What particular emotion are you trying to convey? What effect are you trying to have? If you demonstrate a line, an actor can mimic it, but it won't be connected. It won't have an emotional foundation, and it won't read as true. I think you can get away with less on microphone than you can on camera. There's no clever lighting, there's no clever angles. It's kind of up to the actor to deliver the goods, so keep them confident. One thing to be aware of when directing actors for audio is the pace. Because an actor will only have their voice, they sometimes want to overlay what they're doing, give it too much emphasis, try and put some emphasis on every single word, every single syllable. It can be very, very effective just to flick along with dialogue and then earn your pause and your dramatic bit within the scene. The next thing you'll be asked to do as a director is listen to the sound edit. Now, this can come in many different forms. Personally, I like to do it in 3 layers. So you get all the voice, then you give your notes on that, tighten this pause, lengthen that one. Is there a better take on this particular line? There'd be the kind of notes you give back. Then all the sound effects laid on, the pourings of the cups of tea, the rainstorm, the dog barking, the owl hooting. And then comes the music. Music is a fantastic tool for segueing between scenes, for the passage of time. I'm not a huge fan of overlaying dialogue with music unless it's used very, very subtly. You know, the low cello note or the gentle violin under a romantic scene, telling the audience that they need to be sad or happy. I think if the actor's doing their job properly, then sometimes that music isn't necessary. It's a personal choice. If the actor isn't doing their job quite so well, then it's a very useful tool to manipulate your audience where the actor might have failed to do so. The sound engineer, when you're recording, is your pal, is your co-pilot, And if you've got a good relationship with him or her, it can almost be like having two directors in the box. You can have some sound directors who interfere too much and some who couldn't care less about what they're doing, but most of them are absolutely amazing. They're on all the technical things, like if there's a page rustle or a stomach rumble, but they can also pick up certain things in the text, a mispronunciation of a name from one character to another, but also sometimes more subtler things than that, finding something funny when it needs to be serious, and vice versa. They can just put a gentle whisper in your ear that they think there might be an alternative way of doing that. And personally, I welcome those notes. I don't always take them, but personally I welcome them because it means the person's committed to the work. And you cannot underestimate just how brilliant your sound designer is. They can make or break, and they're often an unsung talent. And I find them all very interesting and sometimes quite quirky individuals who are passionate about their work, and quiet geniuses, most of them. Okay, hope that's helpful. That's D for Directing by Louise Jameson.